Yeah, for me, I was trying to solve a problem in my life, and it was the problem of what do you do with pain? And if you didn't receive good nurture, could you get to know your nature, or were you just screwed? I wanted to believe I wasn't just screwed. And that's a daunting task. I moved out when I was 15, and I knew that kids like me statistically end up repeating the cycle. And again, I didn't want to be a statistic. I didn't want to be a victim of my nurture. So how do you get to know your real nature when your neural programming has been so bad? I hadn't heard the word neural programming at the time, but I called it emotional English. I realized I was taught actual English in my household, but I was also taught an emotional language. And I could tell that my genetics, I inherited my genetics, and I was also inheriting an emotional language that was generational. My dad grew up in an abusive household. His dad grew up in an abusive household. I'm going to assume his dad grew up in an abusive household. So these thought systems are passed on as much as our genetic systems. How do you learn a new thought system? And I was very, very curious about it when I moved out at 15, and I called it my happiness project. I looked at nature versus nurture. How do I get to know my real nature? And it started me on this journey. I didn't call it mindfulness because I don't think that word was around then. But I could tell it was like you get wrapped in something and you think your wrapper is who you are, but your authenticity is inside of it. And all of our neural wiring, our emotional languages, all of these isms, our interpretations, our misunderstandings is this wrapping. And sadly, we can spend an entire life believing we're the wrapping without ever getting very nourished and going inside and finding our authentic self. So it was a journey that started then and evolved up to this day.